What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time. And this is a dual reply video to two challenges. In recent weeks, some of the Jersey heads have had some challenges for us. And I always like the challenges. I do. I always look forward to them. And I think it's great, for the community to come together with these challenges. Uh, uh, Hometown Fitteds had a challenge, which I can't take part in because it dealt with your own personal jersey, and I couldn't keep any of my personal jerseys from high school and basketball. They never let us keep them. But so that being said, it was a great challenge though by you, Hometown Fitteds. And sorry I can't take part in that one, but Pistol and Jewel to be had some challenges in recent time. Uh, by the way, great to see Jewel to be back in the Jersey Heads community, and making videos again. And uh, Pistol's challenge was, what was your biggest jersey buying regret? And really, for me, there's not a big regret because I don't regret any of the jerseys that I bought because I always look so forward to getting them. Whether it's the sales at Mitchell and Ness or eBay or flea markets or stores or whatever retail outlets, I always look forward to getting them. So I can't really say that there's any jersey in my collection that I really have a great regret for getting. And maybe if that was the case, I would have sold it or something by now. But there are jerseys, and part of the challenge was, do you have any jerseys from rival teams? And for me, yes, I do. Because it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. But one of the teams in sports that I've always liked their jerseys is the New York Mets. And they are a bit of a rival to the Phillies. Although I will say, in my lifetime of 34 years, most of that time the Phillies have been pretty bad. So for me to say the Phillies have had this great rivalry, I'd kind of be lying if I said that, because to have a great rivalry means you have to be good for a long time. Both your teams have to have had this big, deep-rooted history with one another, like the Yankees and Red Sox, or the I don't know, the Packers and the Bears, or something like that. It's not really so much the case with the Phillies and the Mets, and that it is the whole New York Philadelphia rivalry. I get that, I understand that, but to me, I was never really too caught up in it. And '07 and '08, when the Phillies basically won the division with the Mets choking it away, that was great. I mean, it was it was good to see another city and another team go through something like that when it's happened in Philadelphia more times than I can count. But even with that said, I've always liked them. I always liked the jerseys. Not so much an affinity for the team. Would never wear them when they're playing my Phillies. Really don't give them a lot of wears during baseball season altogether. But I do have a few of the throwback Mets jerseys. And this is just one of them. I have three of them. But this one is the circa 1987 Darryl Strawberry Road Gray. And we know the affinity that I have for, the affinity, I should say, I have for Road Gray baseball jerseys and pullover jerseys. So this is both. And I do take some heat for having these jerseys in the collection from some of my other, fellow Phillies fans. But, I always say, I'm a jersey collector. I'm a fan first, and then I'm a jersey collector. So being a jersey collector, I do have jerseys of teams in the collection that may be seen as rivalries to some of the Philadelphia teams. But to me, my biggest rival, being a Philadelphia fan, is the Cowboys. That's the one team that I can never see myself, just the hat, I can't do it. I cannot, I can't. So, and that goes back to my high school days, back when they were winning those Super Bowls, and they're local fans that you only heard of when they were winning. It's funny because then they all became like Packer fans or other team fans when they weren't. But that's the one team that I cannot even imagine. Yeah, I do have some Mets jerseys, and I have that '93 Joe Carter Blue Jays Mitchell and Nestor. That's one certainly gets a lot of talk. It's a great conversation piece of mine, and it's brought the Phillies some luck. It did. Not so much this past season, but I know Great Bape. I never hear the end of it from him. He he can't stand that jersey, but you know, it's part of the collection, and I feel it gave the Phillies some luck. So I'm just gonna say. But anyhow, Pistol, that's the answer to your challenge. Probably be, I would say, my Mets jerseys as a whole, because it you know, I do get some heat for owning them. You know, being a big Phillies fan and all, but hey, I would never wear them when they're playing my Phillies. In fact, I hardly ever wear them. I just have them as part of the collection. But anyhow, the second challenge was Jewel2B, and his challenge was the Jewel Jersey Challenge, which I thought was a pretty cool name, too, for that challenge. And his challenge was basically, if you have a jersey in your collection that you have had for a while and haven't worn it, what would that be? Well, the Mets jerseys I've had for a little while, but this one I've had longer than them, and I haven't worn it yet, and you know what? I really don't know why. It's a little big on me, but I've had this jersey for a while. Maybe it's just so nice. I just don't want I just don't want a chance wearing it and have something that, you know, even when I wear the jerseys, I take very good care of them, and I make sure to be very careful if I'm eating or something with them. But this particular jersey is really one that I consider one of my favorites in the collection. It's the only Southland Sports collectible jersey that I have for Throwback NFL. And I know Murph and I were talking about the Southland Sports jerseys not too long ago. And here it is. This is my Lance Allworth San Diego Chargers Southland Sports. Again, this isn't a Mitchell and Ness. This is Southland Sports. And they made a throwback jersey line for a while too, and their quality was just amazing. This is just such an amazing quality jersey, and that powder blue on it is just striking. My estimation, it's better than the one Mitchell and Ness made, just for that powder blue, because Mitchell and Ness's version always seemed a bit more darker. And yes, it is still considered, you know, the powder blue, but this one, I mean, if you see a close up of it, you can really see. Just that blue is just so striking on there. And the 19 and the bolts just really pop on this one. And they're all, you know, individually stitched. And just the detail on this jersey and everything that goes with it is amazing. It's really great. I wish I had more Southland Sports jerseys. I do, but they're hard to find. And they're also pretty expensive. You know, you see them on eBay. They can sometimes be more expensive than the Mitchell and Ness jerseys. This one I got a real good deal on. I got this. I don't even remember when. It was many years ago, and I was, I guess, fortunate. I didn't pay too much for it. I did get it on eBay many years ago, and it's a bigger jersey. You know, it's a size 60. But I can still wear it. I mean, it is a bit big, but I can wear it. I would never sell it or trade it because it is, like I said, it's a rare piece. You don't see it too often, and it's one of my favorites. Why I haven't worn it, I really can't tell you. I can't tell my watchers why I haven't worn this one yet. I really should. It's just that awesome. And that Allworth 19 on the back. It's been hanging in my closet with my other jerseys. It's definitely one that you definitely notice in the closet because the lightning bolts just pop out at you. And it's the only Southland Sports, kind of like that Duran material too. So it's a really well put together jersey, and there's the tagging right there. And I think there's also there's a little jock tag on the bottom right there. But yeah, Jewel2B, this is my hidden jewel challenge, and it is a jewel. I mean, it really is. Yes, I will say it, one of the jewels of my collection that I should give more wears to, and I do plan on doing so. It's just so nice. I love that powder blue. Everyone has to have a powder blue Chargers jersey in their collection, and whether it's this one or the Mitchell and Ness or whatever, everyone has to have at least one. And the one of choice normally is Lance Allworth. So, but yeah, that's my replies to the two challenges. Big shout outs to Pistol and to Jewel2B. Great challenges by you guys. Keep the challenges going, everyone. Let's keep these challenges going because it's always a lot of fun to answer them and to take those trips down memory lane when you're thinking about jerseys that you've had for a while and to kind of discuss them some. So anyhow, that's going to do it for this video. Hey, you know what? Tomorrow is October 31st, which means the day after that's November 1st, which means we're about 3 weeks away from that Black Friday sale at Mitchell & Ness. And I know that, just out of breath a little. I know that Big Slim posted on the Kings of Throwback group on Facebook about who's ready for that sale, who's going to be there. Well, you know, Big Slim, that I'm going to be there, and I know that you're going to be there too. But just keep this in mind. To you and everyone else who might be going, just keep in mind that you're going to see a whole new Mighty fan when you get in those doors with me. Okay? Because I'm in full Mitchell & Ness sale mode when I go in there for these sales. And I do. They mean so much to me. I always look forward to them like Christmas. And I will give this note of warning. Just in case once we get in there I'm not very communicative, I'm just in my zone, it's because I'm in my zone. You know, and I'm looking for what I'm looking for, and I'm going to be trying stuff on, you know, jerseys and hats. That's what I do when I go there for the sales. I try a bunch of stuff on. I have in mind what I'm really looking for. I keep those, I have a death grip on those, okay? It's like Steven Seagal couldn't take it from me. I do. I have the ones in mind, and I just grab them first, and then I look through everything else. And I hope that they do what they've done in other years when they put all their jerseys on racks and put them out separately in another room. Because they've done that in the previous few sales in this new location that they have. If they don't do it, then I think it's a disservice to them, because then everyone's going to be asking them, do you have this and this size, that and that size? People still ask them. But at least it's always great to have everything out. And, you know, Throwback King and I were talking some months ago on Skype. And, you know, we were talking about how the older store location, how they used to always have all their jerseys out on racks. And you can go in there and see everything that they had, basically. And you never really had to ask them if they had this or that. You know, you can always just go there. And I miss that. You know, they opened up this newer location. It's a bit smaller, it is. They have a lot of the jackets out and shirts and their newer apparel out on racks. And they have like one or like two racks with some jerseys on there. And everything else is in storage and you have to ask them. It takes away from the experience. You know, it does. I mean, just to have a handful of jerseys out when, that's what we're going in there for, basically. And just to have a few of them out there. But for the sales, at least, they have brought everything out. At least in up until the Super Bowl sale this past year, they did that, and they had it like all their jerseys out on racks. And I know they did it last Black Friday, but of course back then it was all $100 each. So of course they were going to put them all out. They wanted to move them, but hopefully they'll do that again this year, because it just makes it so much easier. You know, you go there, you find what you're looking for. You don't have to really ask people, do they have this, do they have that? And it makes it easier. And it's a lot more fun to see them all. It's like the kid in the candy store. You know, once I get in there and I see them, the eyes go wide and just woo-hoo-hoo. And I remember last year for Black Friday, I was one of the first people out there. Well, not one of the first, but there was already a group of people when I got there with my buddy. And I was so amped for it. I was like Ray Lewis before a game. You know, I was just dancing around and saying, who's ready? Who's ready? So you can't keep me out the building. I was just open the door. But it was a lot of fun. And I do hope, again, this year, Mitchell & Ness, if you're watching this, you better have them all out in racks. You better not have them like in storage or something. We have to ask you for them, because that would not be a good experience. I want the good Mitchell & Ness experience for jerseys that I've grown to love during these sales, and I want that again. So put your jerseys out on racks. Make sure, because the jersey heads are coming. Oh, we're coming. And we're looking for jerseys. We don't those tight T-shirts. We don't need those. We need the we need the jerseys. So anyhow, so yes, I am definitely looking forward to it, and I hope to see some of my fellow Jersey heads there, like Big Slim and you guys, whoever can make it down Black Friday. But who can't, don't worry, because the sale is online too. You can pick up your jerseys there online. But yeah, for whoever can make it, I look forward to it. You'll see me in action. Okay, you'll see me in my zone. It's yeah. But anyhow, that's gonna do it for me for this video. And a big shout out, as always, to all my fellow Jersey heads, to all my subscribers. Of course, I can't thank you all enough for hitting that subscribe button for me. Rate, comment, do what you do. It's always appreciated. I do always try to get back to all the comments. I really try to make a point to do that. So, again, I always appreciate that. Family, friends, DeviantArt members, hope everyone had a happy Halloween. I survived Hurricane Sandy. It wasn't as bad here in my neck of the woods as it was, the Jersey Shore in New York. I mean, my goodness, some of the scenes you see of what happened there is just really scary. So, I only lost power for like an hour, during the height of the storm yesterday. So thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it could have been when it made land here. But it was still a bad storm. And here we are, 2 years in a row, right? Last year we got a little snow just before Halloween, and this year we get Hurricane Sandy, or what really became Tropical Storm Sandy once it hit here. But it's like 2 years in a row we had some weather event just before Halloween. It's nature's treat, not so much treat, but tricks for us, right? So, hey, to everyone out there living on the East Coast who dealt with Hurricane Sandy, who had much more damage, certainly thoughts and prayers are with all of you. Hopefully everyone's able to get their lives back together, because it just goes to show that you never know. Nature can really turn in a heartbeat, and you really have to be careful out there. So, again, everyone be safe. And yes, so until my next video, this is Mighty Fan saying peace. Go Sixers. The NBA season starts tonight, actually, but my Sixers play tomorrow on Halloween against the Nuggets. We'll be giving them some tricks. And for Sixer fans, hopefully treats. So hopefully it'll be a great season for my Sixers. And so happy NBA season also. And until my next video, once again, this is Mighty Fan saying peace. I will see you in that next video. Okay.